Hello, welcome back. This is Space Engineers No Jetpack Survival. I am Cy Prime, and we've got more shipbuilding to do. This is becoming a thing. Plenty more to do, in fact, so this is not going to stop anytime soon because this ship is epic and we've got plenty more challenges to try and overcome for this. Yeah, I think we're better off starting with the front of this ship, get straight into it. Extend this out a little more just to finish off that nose and then start actually building the rest of the hangar in, just so we got some more of the bottom deck done, and then the next thing after that, probably next time, will be returning back to the back of the ship. So lots to do, lots and lots to do. I'm extending this out a little bit. It might not be permanent, but we definitely need more walk space because we're desperately out of room here. Need to remove that. That was our firework display trigger. Whatever. So once we've got a bit more room to work with on here, now again, has to be kind of temporary, to be honest, because it's going to start getting in the way. But you know, a couple more blocks this way should allow me to just finish off that front, that bottom edge of the front. So bring it up like one more into a point. Then we can start putting the actual nose on. We've got a couple of nice and convenient conveyor lines in there, which is great. That'll do. So let's get up. Let's have a look at what we can do. Oh, actually, no. Let's not. Yeah, let's get up and have a quick look first. Let's not build blind. So this is this deck's height. At this point here, we have a conveyor line which can go to some sort of a nose weapon, something along those lines. We have access to the down here. I don't want to just jump down there because we need a platform here to get off on. But that leads all the way down here into this space. Now, I just wanted to double check for air tightening. As long as the block that goes on here is airtight, then we should have no problem. This block here also needs something on it because potentially, well, no, because that block there is. Actually, this doesn't matter. Neither does that because we're on pipes over there. So as long as whatever goes on here is airtight, we should be fine. So that's what we need to make sure. We need to make sure that whatever goes on there is fully airtight. We may even need to bring that back one. But actually, I think we definitely need to bring that back one on each side. Then what we can do is make sure it's airtight from a much earlier opportunity. So take that down there and we'll just stick a big conveyor thing on here. More materials is... Now, I've not got cargo on this ship yet. We need to sort that out. Cargo deck's going to be... Well, it needs to be somewhere kind of mid. We need to make sure that the centre of mass on the ship is kind of somewhere around this sort of level. A bit higher than where we are now. Otherwise, we're going to end up with a ship that turns very well, rotates, sort of, you know, roll. That's the word. A bit weird. We don't want that. Okay. Yep. Okay. Let's get these bits. And now I need a bunch of steel plates to continue after that. I don't want to be...
Meteor storm inbound.
Okay, meteor storm. Not insanely worried. I don't even know what direction this one's going to come from. Which way is it? That way. Non-event. Ooh, nearly fell off. Right. Okay, good. Now that can come to a point quite neatly. We leave this one out. We have to, just because whatever's going to go on there is going to sort of take up this space. I don't mind that that sort of comes in the way it does. We might correct that on the outside. Same on that. Right, okay, good. I've got a good idea what we're going to do. So most of this is about personal preference. If you were designing a ship based on this, then of course you can do what the hell you like. I think we'll leave that open actually, just to sort of show off whatever's going to go on there. Maybe, we'll see. So here, let's start from the middle. So I know for certain this has got to be a slope like that. Actually, it's got to go 2, because if we just go wall straight after that, we've got nowhere to get out from the little stairs there. So we're going to have to do a gentle slope. Sort of change the angle slightly, I think. Does it change the angle? Probably doesn't actually. So we'll do that for at least these 4. Okay, and then I can put, because I've got just enough space, I can put one of these on here. I could have gone for a shorter stop, but then that limits the thickness of the wall I could put on the front. Good. And from here, well, this bit here is kind of done at this level. We can't really go up anymore from there. So here, I kind of need to find some sort of an intermediate block that sort of fills this space, but not. Just sort of brings it in a bit. And that's not doing it. But it, nah, not that. Maybe something like, if I can get it positioned right. No, it's not got that bottom bit. Oh, our good old friend, the strange block. Which one looks like? No, it's not that one. What's this one do? This must be incredibly boring to watch. I'll skip out most of the worst selection parts. Oh yeah, that works actually. So returns us back to something a bit wider at that point, which kind of is a bit counter to what I was thinking of initially, but it actually works. And then here, I need something that does the end bit. It'll be a corner end bit. I think it might be on the next block over actually, but oh, it's a tip like that. I think that works. I'm sort of letting fate kind of decide. Nope. Yes. Is that right? I think it is. Okay, the rest I have to do from upstairs. Okay, so the aim here, we just want to get this level finished so we can start sort of enclosing this hangar. So we've got a much bigger task to do about this hangar. We've got to get hangar doors on it. It's got to be big enough to take a a ship about the size of my miner, at the very least. Right, so now how are we going to make this a wall that comes all the way around and still have something on there is going to be a bit of an interesting one. So I think at this point we must have another conveyor line. It's going to stick out a bit interestingly, but should do the trick. This is a straight conveyor, so as long as the airtight side is on top, the rest doesn't matter. Can I I just rotate that too, just to get it even? Yes. Okay. And you, yeah. This might turn out complete trash. I might not like the way this front bit's going. That's always been the hardest part for me, actually, doing the front. The nose of a ship and just getting it looking absolutely correct, because it's so easy to end up with something looking quite generic because the shapes sort of force you in one particular direction and you end up with something potentially quite smooth looking but featureless and rather bland. That's always the risk. Right, so now that's there, I've got something to put, I can sort of start to figure out how to enclose this. We probably want one more because, you know, just so we can get this floor across here at least a bit. So I think we need to do the same again, actually. Yeah, learning. Do it two from the same one because they're both identical. Ow. That was stupid. Right. So, how's your week been? It's a genuine question. I actually want to know. Leave a comment. Let me know. How's your week been? It's been quite warm here. We're in the middle of another British heatwave, which to you guys, again, laughable. I'm not going to stir that old pot again. But yeah, another warm one. Great for me getting out on the bike. Not so great for me sitting down to do a recording because when it's warm here, this room turns into like a sauna. And it's not brilliant for the processor, for my cooling, and for me. But we're here, we're recording. It's a bit later in the evening, it's cooled down a bit. Other than that, everything's been fine. So, tell me, how's your week been? I really want to know. I've been walking backwards and forwards while I'm talking. I need to stop doing that. Right. Now, so that's come to a point here. We know that much. I need to be able to sort of bring that up a bit. Do I want it to be a point? Come back out this way? Maybe. I think a sharp point at the front would look really awesome. Maybe not completely sharp because that could look stupid actually. So if I do something like that on the front, we can always put some variation in it later. Freeze. Probably saving. I need steel plates. Plenty of steel plates. We are going to have to bring cargo and stuff into here at some point. Can't have a hangar bay without cargo access. That would be a bit ridiculous, but we got room here for that. In fact, that should be the next thing we put in. It's not like I enjoy making things difficult for myself. Well, I kind of do, because that's the whole point of this challenge, but at the same time, I don't really want to, just for the sake of it, make things more difficult than they need to be. You know, work smart, not hard. Right, so... Now, at this level here, I can put a little cap or something on the side of it so it looks okay from the stairs, so that's fine. From here... I think I want the cargo terminal to be on the inside. Do I? No. It can be there. I don't need the steps walled off so far in. If I do that, I can use plate for that. So, yeah. Just put stuff back. Put it all back. 1, 2, right. I'll have to come back for other stuff, but I won't have to come back for other stuff because I'll have this. 1. No, we do 1, and then on the other side I do something that's a bit more sort of healthy. I think. No, we do 2, and we put the healthy stuff on the inside of both of them. That way we've got backups and cargo access at each end of this room, because you never know, the floor could fall out. Nice to see these as keeping me safe. My idiot-proof welding system. which is marvellous. Right, so now I've got access to materials. I can do that. Let's put some plate on the inside of here. Yep. Let's actually continue that across a bit. I think that's not so bad. Let's do the other side. Okay. Da-da. I can't put them there because these panels are taking up this space. But this is walkable space, so I can use it for this. It's good. Right, so from this point of view here, that's screening that off. This will be a wall going across, so you won't see any of that. In fact, we should actually put that in. Potentially with some sort of a viewing area that's viewable from maybe sort of that level. Kind of a mid-level viewing area with access to it from maybe the front of the cargo bay. Can go up some stairs and come round to there. We need to join that on somehow, that passageway. Yeah, but for now I think we need to put some solid blocks in here. Maybe not these. I think at this level I can put some interiors in, make it look a bit more involved. What sides are we going to have visible from everywhere else though? I think we made that visible from the back. And that visible from this side. Interior plates, of course. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that works. A little bit of a shortcut. Now, in the process of doing all this, I'm also very thoroughly testing that welder safety system because I'm getting into areas where I might not have thought about before. So, okay, great. And I like that you can walk behind there. That's good. It's not intentional, but it's good. Right, so there's the phrase saving. Okay, so this is the size of our hangar bay. We kind of enclosed it. We'll have walkable space around here, but the general hangar bay will end on this line. Just makes good sense, really. To have that buffer on the outside where the hangar's kind of insulated. So if these wall blocks here sort of get crushed in, because they do deform when they get damaged by enemy fire or impact, they don't break the blocks on the inside and therefore expose the hangar. There's going to be a insulating gap. Just a little one. Good, right. So here we want medical facilities. Now, question is this block is taking up that space? I think it is. Darn it. Yeah, because we can't put anything on there. So I'm going to have to turn this block around. Both of them, in fact. We'll do one at a time. 9, 4, 5. That's it. Turn that around so the access is on there. Yeah. Turn this around to the same. Just following a logical path. Yeah. And that leaves that side free for the medical stuff. This needs panelling over 2, 9. I do not have the materials, but I can get it there. Good. What have I got in my inventory here that's not supposed to be there? Loads of bits, right. Well, I can't put it back from there because I'm not facing the thing anymore. There we are. Right. So now we want some sort of a health, energy, regeneration thing. Don't think I have one on my... Yes, I do. No, 6. There we are. Refill station. That's what it's called. And I can't put it there either because that block. Who came up with this idea? Okay, we can get a full refill station. I could put one on there if I take this out. Right. So... Oh, God. What bar was it on again? 6. So it's on 4 and number 6. Right. If I place that there, though, I'm going to end up with another ugly bit. That's a little frustrating. That is quite frustrating, actually. Okay, we're going to rethink that. Because I clearly didn't think that through any of that enough. Right. This piece here looks hideous. So what I can do... Let's see. Well, there's no L-shaped block that can go into there. No. Okay. Oof. Did I hurt that? No. Okay. 5. No. It was 4 and 6. We're going to go with that. I have an idea that'll make this work. We get rid of that, and we put some kind of a block in there, kind of like that. Yeah, we need steel plates. Kind of like that. No, not that one. We'll go with a interior plate, interior block thingy, whatever, like that, so it matches everything else. And this is a good spot for a door. Maybe not there, but like one of these spots here could be good for a door. Yeah, we shouldn't really have the door go straight out onto the hangar with the welders, even though they're safe. We should have it come out here. So we can replace a lot of these with that wall stuff. Let's get the other side looking the same. I think maybe this side should have something slightly different. I don't know. Is it mirroring everything in the entire ship gets a bit boring. I don't really want to fall into that trap. So if we could have something else here, like a control panel or something, that would be much better. What else is on here? Inset refill station, refills. Inset? Oh, that's what that is. Okay. Yeah, there's only 2 options on this bar. Never mind. What's on 9? Willis duct. They look cool, but they don't serve a purpose for here. Let's just get rid of this block. And that one. We need those gone anyway. Right, okay, I'm going to have to put some more stuff on my bar here because I need something a bit more decorative. But that fills the space properly. Do I have any spaces free to put one in? What's on 5? It's an event controller. It would look cool. But actually... controllers and stuff for doing the hangar doors. Timers will probably need more than event controllers. I think we need timer blocks. I prefer that side, even though that side's the useful one, but we've got a control panel on the one next to it, so I think possibly 2 of these might be necessary. One for opening, one for closing. That's weird. Something strange is going on.
Energy low.
Strange. Very, very weird stuff going on here. For some reason I can't weld that up because the window's in the way. Strange artifact of these windows. It is just a bit weird. Right, so a couple of them. That adds a bit more interest here. We definitely need some sort of a controller though. Well, some sort of a screen with things on it. We don't need that little cockpit down there actually. So screen, nope. LCD. Something inset maybe? Could possibly work. What else have we got though? Is that wind and weather coming in? Sounds a bit like it. Decorative pack 3. Ha. Inset button panel might do the job better. Yeah. There's nothing with all of these things on as far as I'm aware. Cryo room. We need medical facilities elsewhere on this whole ship, so the cryo room can be elsewhere. Oh, I think that's going to be a plain one. We need something here, and then the door next to it. Well, next to it-ish. Where did I put this thing? 6, right. So kind of like that. Buttons there. Door kind of... Yeah, the thin inset door to the back of that would work quite well. Right. We would need to do the same on the other side actually, because I fully intend to have 2 doors in here. 5? Nope. Where did I put it? Somebody shout out where I put this thing. There it is. 6, okay. So... okay, that's a bit backwards, because it doesn't just reverse. Bit slightly annoying. Okay, I guess we only have one. No, I'm just gonna put it there. We'll make it work. I just like the idea of coming into the room and having screens as you come in, so it looks cool. On the block, right? Okay, so this is going to be where the door's going to go. That leaves us a little bit of an issue. The door can't go here. Can't co-occupy this block. Making these pipes actually like the not pipey pipe ones would have made this possible, which potentially I could just sort of put a junction in here to make this work. Right. So here, I think we have a junction so that we can pipe out to the side. Yes, actually. That does work. 9-3. T junction. Let's get it the right way around. So it's a T. Got to go that way. No, it's got to go that way. That's perfect. Into the wall. And with the airtighty bit on the top. Yes. And that needs obviously turning around. Good, now we can put a door on there. And they work, they match, yep, that's good. That means here So light armor slope. That supports straight to the outside. Which is perfect for a weapon of some sort. We're going to have to panel over all of this. But I think at this point here we need just another armoured conveyor. But we just do a straight one. To make sure we get it the right way around though. Yep. One there. One there. So now we got the means to port weapons to the side. I wish we could turn off the sound of them turning on and off. It's a shade, a slight shade annoying. Right, so now here I can go for doors. So obviously not that because it looks awful. I'm so glad they added this door that I want because it just makes this make a sensible entrance right there, like that, either there or there. I think, oh yeah, tinted is great. Right, which is the right way round though? That way, because that triangle marking's facing the right way there. Perfect. 1, 2. So dark side in, just because that makes the most sense. Because obviously whatever's in the hangar bay might not be for everybody. It's a bit thin, but it's fine, you know. It's not going to be the only entrance. We might find another way in. But I like this. Okay. 3 doors. Right, so we can't just go ba-bum, because then we've got a door that... Oh, it does match. Ha. Good, right. So there's our doors. Lots of glass. This is great. Glass into glass. Duh. These turn off. Everything's safe. Scares the crap out of anybody that... Oh, there we go. Enemies coming in, they're going to get frazzled. I mean, they're probably safe here. But if they step any further, unless they got like escort with them, they're going to get frazzled by them. So that's good. They won't get to the ship parked in the middle. Yes. Okay. I am heavily justifying everything I am doing right now. Right. So that's in. We need to go back to walls across here. So these are going to come out. Obviously not that. So back to, I guess, interior panels. We keep that on there. What's showing on the other side though? Now I see that doesn't really make any sense at all. Because all the labelling's the wrong way up. But I like these lights. So maybe we have to make it something not lights at all and do that. So you can't really have that like that either, because like that, where's those pipes coming from? Or going to, for that matter. Oh, no, we can. And we will. Idea. Just a little design idea, something that just makes things interesting. Okay, so put that in. Right. Nice, okay. Do the same on the other side. 7, right. So these are kind of the same on each side-ish. But I want... What side did I have facing on the inside? Yeah, the cupboard. The electrical cupboard. Yes, okay. For that purpose, I think we need to have... no, that one. 9. Some plate across here. Okay, good. It's a slightly self-repairing hangar bay, which is great. I don't want to play all the way down because we might want to put some sort of like things in the cargo bay, stuff that just makes things look interesting. Oh, actually, that plate kind of just ruined part of my idea, just a little bit. But then again, it might not have worked anyway. Well, there's nothing saying that that's not something that then goes in and down. Just because it's capped at the end like that doesn't mean it goes all the way through. On this side, we could probably put some sort of pipe stuff on there just to make it look a bit more slightly interesting. Do I still have the... Yeah, there we are, 7. So what I was thinking was... These are a lot bigger than I expected. No, you see, that doesn't really look right. It wouldn't have looked right on the inside. Okay, that's fine. We're just gonna... Well, that's gonna get hidden anyway. The other side, I think it's fine. Don't think it matters too much. Sometimes a thing, yeah, it's just a thing and you can read into it a bit too much. These... One on that side. We've got one on this side. Is an opportunity for us to do something as well. Question is what? What do we want on here? Respawn point maybe? Something that can make use of that cargo part thing. Or do we just port it straight up and not do anything with it? That might be the more sensible option. Possibly. Because I think a survival kit isn't going to necessarily do what we want. Yeah, it won't actually connect, so we'd have had to put it like that, which sort of defeats the whole point. So, no, not going to do that. We will continue its line up so that we can access it from the top. So we don't waste a port. If I did it like that, it'd add some interest. And we can see how it... Yeah, we can see where the pipes are going. And from the outside, it just looks kind of normal. Yeah, quite like that. Visibility of the important stuff. It's never a bad thing. Right, that's fine. Okay. We're in danger of putting too much variety in here, so what I might want to do is just get some more familiarity back in with some of this sort of shape. Just to fill in the last parts here. So I think if I go 7, turn this back round that way. And put 1, 2 of these in. Just to sort of bring in a little bit of familiarity again. I'm uncertain about this block. Let's get these back in on this side. Yeah, this block's bugging me on both sides. I think we have to kind of bite the bullet and go like that and just have a sideways thing on the inside. I mean, that's not super bad, to be honest. Well, it kind of is. Oh, that's going to bug me as well. But it looks good from that way. It's only that angle it's not good. If I put a full door in, I can hide that, but it'll also hide that. Which isn't necessarily the worst idea, really. No. As much as I love these doors, they're a nightmare to get in and out of in a hurry. Also, it deprives me of another great opportunity. Something I sort of promised a little bit earlier on. One of these. Do we put... Oh yeah, that's a better place for the door. I think that works a bit better. But if I put it the other way around, it's going to be a little bit more airlock compatible, I think. They're going to be... I think they're going to be a bit uneven. Because there's only really one version of this door. So if I put it that way, then the other one has to be kind of on the slightly outside. So put one like that, and we have to put that one there. So they're going to be uneven doors, but that's not the end of the world. Put as much of what I can into these. Let's take 1, 2. Put as much back as I can. That's everything. It's funny how the doors use a lot less than the actual corridor blocks. Yeah, okay. I don't terribly mind that they're a bit uneven. Not incredibly. Although it is... No, it's starting to bug me. I do want some asymmetry, but I don't want that much. So we'll get our asymmetry by not having that panel over here. But we will have something on this side. We'll have it over here. With buttons on it, because I can use the buttons for the hangar. The actual hangar opening and closing bit. Yeah, okay, so now that's lined up. And we've got an actual whoop-de circle-y door thing, which means I can then bring a corridor down here. What's this? I can put another door here. Let's get another circular door in there. 7, right, okay. This is where it's going to start to become a bit annoying on the other side, I think. That's not going to work because of that panel there, but I won't need the panel if I'm going to put this on here. Put it there. Problem is, if I put that there, that door's in the perfect spot. We go to the other side and try to do the same thing. The door's not going to... Oh, is it? Oh, no, because it's not going to be in the perfect spot because it's out of alignment. So I'd have to flip it. Have the door backwards. It's just going to have to go that way, I think. Yeah. You have to have the reverse. I suppose it'll help a complete stranger know which way round they are on the ship. Maybe. Right. So this has to go in there like that. And that one. Oh, this is already clear. That's good. Just to go in there like that. So it's one full right angle from the door. One full right angle. So yeah, this is good. Right. Okay. So you can't flip them upside down because the floor's over there on these. I don't think they were made with symmetry in mind at all. That's okay. I can live with that. Right, so now we got that bit in, I can put an actual corridor in between those. It would preclude access to here, but this is just air gap anyway. I don't mind that it's not going to have accessibility. I don't think it's important to have that there. So, if we really do need access there, we could put a secret door in or something. Somehow. Where did I put them? Right. I wish there was one block that had all of these on it. It would just be a bit nicer. So I want materials. These take up a lot of resources. Okay. I need to be on the inside when I put this in. We need a right angle one. Is it going to be 5? No. Ooh, we could get access to there. Why do we want access to there though? What's going to be here? I don't think there's going to be anything there. It's just going to be another wall. No, okay, we won't put access to there. Number 6 is also not a... That's a square round transition. That would be useful at some point. 3. That's the rounded corner. Good. Corner. And straight with a light on it. Nice. Let's clear this because I don't know what's on it. I could have done it again on that side. Oh, freeze. Right. Right, good. More resources. Okay, these didn't take as many trips as I expected. But you can't build like several in a go. Right, so now access to here is via there, down the stairs. So door, so this is an airlock straight away, which is ideal because at times this is going to be open to space. So that comes out there, down here there could be a wall. This is still going to flare out a little bit, so I think at some point around here this is not going to be as thin as it is now. But if we need, like, if it ends up creating enough space for us to have a room on the side here, we can just figure out access from there through here. We don't have to access it from the middle here. So that's good, right. So now we've fully enclosed our hangar. We need to go up a few more levels, but not just as simple as that, because I want a viewing window here, somewhere around here. We need to get up to that level. So we're going to get up to that level there. Have some stairs down from the upper deck into a viewing area here so we can see into the hangar from the upper deck. I think that would be quite nice. Oh, I need energy. Fires up. So we have a storm coming in. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely not going to get all of... That lasted all of like 5 seconds. It's getting weak sauce, I swear. Right, so Given that we need to get up to there, that's what, another 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 more blocks, then the ceiling goes on. It's gonna be a high hangar, so, and I can't build a ramp here to get up on, so we may need to come up on this side and then work our way around. Yeah, and then we're gonna have to build the nose sort of into it and around all of this, so I think this part of the hangar is gonna have to slope, because that's got to be the tall part. We can sort of slope up to that and then have the top on. Do we want to slope like that? Yeah, I think we do a little bit. Let's put a ramp up here. Well, we're actually right now as tall as our base, and this is essentially the bottom deck. Kind of, well, it's kind of like mid-bottom, because bottom's actually just down there, a couple of blocks down, right there. So we're actually kind of level with that. So it's like the mid-deck, and then we've got the main deck sort of coming in here and then up this ramp. So the main deck's going to be basically walking around at that level. That's the floor level. And then towards the rear sort of area, there's going to be the command deck, which will be sort of towards the top, with a secondary command somewhere in this middle deck here where it's protected. So yeah, that's to put this ship into perspective. Bear in mind that we're a few blocks high there on the ground, so we're going to definitely be taller than this ship is basically going to be bigger than flying this base. It would have probably been lighter if I dug this base out of the ground, stuck thrusters on it and flew this away, but we're not going to do that. Right, so we've already got this kind of nose and the ramp here. I suppose I need to continue that up, like another level, yeah, somehow. That kind of requires this level, this bit here, to be ceiling. Freeze. Christ, my. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to come up at this level here. So this is gonna come in and out. So this whole line here is only gonna be 1 block high on the interior of it. I think we try to come out. Yeah, I think we do it here as well. So this is a good place to sort of start this from, because it makes it easier. One of them. Can I reach the other side? No, of course not.
This is going to break my ramp. What's going on? Kind of means this line here doesn't work.
Right. So this is pointy already. I'm going to just go straight up with heavy armor. So we need to swap these out for heavies. Or put heavies on here. So heavy. We need... What do I not need here? That for now. Heavy armor that. And I need those potentially. Don't think I need any others for the minute, so we can find the rest of them back in a moment. Right. Okay, these have like bloody annoying, unusual patterns all over them. Just gonna have to deal with it. So let's see what's the best way to make that look okay. Can't see from that angle, so we'll do that. Okay. And I think they'll automatically will sort of align themselves to look okay. Well, actually, no, maybe, no, they probably won't. Because the way they're showing the pattern. So this one has to be... oh, they're all the same. No real way to see what they're going to do. Okay. Well, I'm going to try my best to get the patterns to work. So, that. So if I do, I don't even know how these are going to come out. Let's weld these two up. I don't know if they've changed anything about the way these work, so... They look plain from that side, and I can cover them over them anyway with something a bit more attractive, so... Yeah, okay. We'll just place them in and just see if they line themselves up with the right kind of stuff. Right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. Got a lot of like weird sort of inventory lag going on here when yeah, it's doing the same thing, so there'll be a lot of back and forth for this bit. These definitely require quite a lot of materials. That one's a bit short. We're going to use a lot of cobalt making these as well. Yeah, we're not going to use a lot of heavy armor on this build, just simply because it's heavy, very heavy. Uses a lot of cobalt, a lot of steel. Just makes things very kind of difficult. Right, okay, so we've got that in. I can make that look pretty later if I need to. So a nice heavy armor sort of front to protect the ship when we're sort of straight at something. So I will try to sort of fight and line all the guns in such a way that they can work from dead on, make us the smallest target as possible. Oh, I did not put, that was the wrong way. That was the wrong way. I nearly stepped right backwards off this. Okay, so now we're going to go straight for a normal slope. We kind of have to. Oh, actually, wait, I know, because we've gone up one. I can do that. start from that one. So, and we can do that slope angle and still get up as high as we want, I think. Let's get some steel plates so I can plot this out. Do it that way. Right. Riser. It won't last very long, I don't think. I don't mind a slightly
Energy
big
low.
blunt nose. Get energy in a minute. Right, so we've done that. I could put something. Yeah, you see, you knew it. On the inside, I can go light armor, so I can just do that, sort of make it slightly vaulted. Just put half of them in for the minute. The ones in between. Just keep things interesting. I can weld those up from the inside, that's not a problem. But yeah, that's alright. I don't need to do anything for that. Let's put a ramp here. Just so I can get on top of here. So the next one in line on this particular shape is one of these. That was silly. That was very silly. We've just got a random heavy armor block sitting on the landing pad.
Full.
Force inventory's full. We'll pick that up in a minute. Okay, so that's in. So here I need back to that one. Freezes. Yeah, I think this works. I just want to make sure this gets to the right height at the right point. 1, 2, go. It's got to be one higher. Then we can get. Well, I think 2 high. One more. It needs to be one more. So we go duh. We've really got to be starting the. Hang on, I need to do some counting. So at this, right, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's going to be 4 blocks that's going to be actual hangar space, but with the 1 block here that's going to be overhung because of the way the hangar doors bit are going to stick to this wall on the inside. So this is taken 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3 is where the next hangar door will stick on. So we've got 1 more block to go to do that, which should be alright. Because if I now put one of these, no, not these, these, possibly, nope, these on the inside, again just doing it every other, and then in between I'm just trying to get some interest going on in this shape. Again, certain parts of it are subject to change. I think we should be able to weld each side of this up quite easily. On top of here now, it's going to be the blocks that we're going to actually stick the hangar doors to. So, I think, yeah, it still needs to be heavy. So, 2, can't be that kind of block. The hangar doors aren't going to fit perfectly on that one. So at this point, I do have to go like that. But that's okay, because it's just the very last bit. Bang, and it's straight across the top from there. So that looks okay. And then on that, we will go 3, 4, there we are, 4, 8.
Energy low.
I know. It's been low for a little while. Yeah. Anything else I dropped?
Inventory full.
Get my energy. For once, I've got 100% health. Okay, so that comes in like that. I think this is looking okay. We might change these for the other kind. I don't know. I think that looks alright. It's kind of semi-vaulted. We could have just gone like straight across there, but then it sort of wastes a bit of space. It's not quite right. Now, I'm acutely aware of how much time this has taken so far. I think we're well over an hour now. Let's just try and get the other side on, and then we'll figure out the side walls later. Okay, so we're kind of interior now, but at this level here, I don't want to just do loads of interior plates because they're going to look a bit... Well, actually, no, we could do. It'll save some weight. So if I go with this kind again, actually. Oh, or do we have something like that for a bit? This is a bit below the viewing height that I want. So yeah, we'll do these. Don't think there's an alternative one. I can't see the B one working. Freeze again. Ugh. Yeah, that would work at the ends actually. Possibly. Yeah, put that at the end. Go back to A. Jump down. Take this off and put B on. Yeah. That's quite neat actually. We'll weld it up in a bit. Or next time, one or the other. Let's just get a bit higher. So we need to be 1, 2, 3, 4 high. 1, 2. 2 more to go. This, I think... Let's see. Come across here, that's at this level. We're going to have to put some stairs up past this bit. This is going to raise by a fair bit when it comes up, so I think this is going to have to branch around the sides to come up about... That's going to come up with it actually. We might have to come out right the way around the sides to get to the viewing area, or up from the top. From this, we'll figure it out. But I think the next level is going to be where the viewing area is going to start. So I think this is the top. Okay, this will be the top of anywhere that matters. So this has to be where the viewing area is going to be. So I should weld these up so I know what they're going to look like. Right. Let's clear this. I've just picked up loads of crap that I don't need. That's finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These take up a lot, I think. Okay, So the next one is going to have to be some sort of window blocks. How much space have we got on this side? Safely. That part of the thing is only going to come into level with that. So the widest part of this is not going to get much higher than that floor there. So at this point I can get like a whole block in without causing any trouble to this rig. So that's good to know. So we can be a bit wider than this, but in this space here I need some sort of a platform thing with a window at this edge. Some means to actually, yeah, sort of look down into this. I could slope it slightly out because the top's going to be kind of covered anyway because the way that the hangars are going to do, but it might look a bit weird having sort of the top of the hangar door sort of being this thing's roof. So I think we're going to have to call on some sort of passage block possibly to form most of this, if I still have one anywhere on my bar. I'm fairly certain I do not. No, 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 no. Okay, I guess we put one back on here. So passage. We go in place of that instead of the decal. So right. So which one has a wall and a window? Just one wall and a window. Freeze again. Wow. That's another side. That's a wall. That's windowed again, but it's windowed both sides. If we've gone round them all, none of them really do it. Okay, so that's not going to do it. We'll see what we have with word window in it. Corridor blocks, though. I don't think there's a single corridor block that has them all on. None of these quite look right, though. These might be kind of cool. They don't quite achieve what I wanted for the top, but maybe we're not going to be able to do that. Let's go with a bay window on here. We'll put it in place of that for the minute. My whole bar thing's getting a bit messy now. So we could put it on the block out from here. I just need to put something on this level that allows me to attach it. So for now, I think we go with these. Not all the way. I think like the 3 central blocks. Is 3 enough? 4, let's go 4, well 5, whatever, can't count. Loads of steel plates needed. And we do lose that kind of interesting pattern, but necessary if I'm going to put the bay windows into this space, because 8, if I'm going to put them there, they have to attach, so like that. Could go with the one with a railing, actually. That would be a bit better. Need girders. 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 5. Just to get these in place. Thought I heard something. Sounded a bit rumbly. Kind of almost thunderish. The end ones actually wouldn't be like that. The end ones need to be slightly more enclosed. So they need to be corners. Do we want that one? Ooh. That's quite cool. It's inverted though, it's the wrong way around. I mean, we could use... No, it doesn't work. That doesn't work. But it would work if I put it across here. Let's investigate that. No, it doesn't work. Ah, no. Okay, never mind. Bay window end, though. I think that is the way to go on each side of here. No. Yes. Yes, good. Okay. So I need to put that panel back down here. Right. Okay. So that's a start. Access to this area would be via something here that goes around, so I can actually block this one off at the end here now. What are we going to put on the end of here? So yeah, because we're going to get access from around there, so this bit doesn't need to have immediate access to here. However, if we're going to have some sort of a catwalk system around the inside, maybe some stairs going down so we can access here from inside, I think here would be a good spot for a door. We haven't got any right angle doors though. This is where things get a bit interesting, but whatever it is that we put in here has to support the next row. So on one side I am certainly going to put one of these. I'm not going to do everything completely. Ooh, angled interior wall. No, that doesn't fit in here at all, but it would fit downstairs a little bit. So inset wall, nope. Inset wall light, nope. Pillar, corner. Could prove interesting if we made... No, not here anyway. That would work though. I need interior plate. I'm also aware that if I put it in while I'm stood there, I'm not going to get back through to where the materials are. So we'll deal with that in a minute. That's no longer high enough. We have to go one higher. So I guess I've got to do that. Temporarily put that there. Put that there. Walk across here. Put another one of those on. Well, actually, no. Do we want to be able to access here from down there? It would make sense. But how would we do it? If we offset this slightly by putting this there, then I've got room for a door. Yeah. I think that would make sense. So we put our bay window end there instead, so it's slightly off center. Well, that was weird. And then that means we could put some sort of a way in here, which we'll figure out later. Still put this corner piece on that way. That matches that. Need interior plate. And I just realised what I've done, but that's fine. Okay. So way in here, figure it out in a bit. That worked. Okay, and then on top of here we've got to put the airtight hangar door blocks on, and it's just going to have to be the ceiling. Oh no, because the idea was the airtight hangar doors go here. So this block here can be anything. Because it's at the top, but it's not the front where it's like super risky, I'm going to go with light armor. So solid light armor blocks. Just where's my no number 5? Ordinary squares. We can always put another layer on top of it if we feel it's a bit risky. So, yep. Okay. And then here, we're going to have our hangar doors, which I already forgot where they were. The first one is going to be there. Yeah. 2, 3, and these fit perfectly. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this is the space that we can get in and out of with our ship. I wish we could go slightly wider. If this whole thing here was only like 4 wide instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then we could have gone one more wide this way by having another couple of hangar doors that come in sideways in the gap. But this space as we have it here is actually bigger than that would be. So this is like the largest hangar I can fit in this space using these kinds of doors. And it's still a bigger space than trying to use gates. So this would work much better. We can figure out the side walls later, another time. We can figure out how we're going to use that to get in and out. Some sort of a catwalk around the side, I'm guessing, and then into maybe at this point here, behind this pipe. We can come down with a ladder where there's no block in the way there. So we just come around at that level and do that. It's not going to take up much of the actual ship landing space. We just have to be a bit aware of it. Could possibly even inset some part of this wall to put the walkway around and use some of the space that's sort of behind there to do it so that we're not actually sort of eating into any of the landing space. So apart from like this little bit here, which can be a thin catwalk. Yeah, anyway, okay, I think that's enough for this episode. We've got quite a lot done. We've also run way over time, and given that I'm not going to like fully edit this down, not to something super tight, this is going to be quite a long video. We've got a better idea for the size and shape of the ship now. Oh, that's interesting. We might have to cut that out to fit a gun in there. Yeah, I think it's going to work much better. Right, okay, home time. Time for final thoughts, I guess. So, the front of the ship is going to be quite blunt, which is right, actually, because it shouldn't be super spiky because it's such a massive ship. Blunt edges are going to still look quite small in detail. It also gives us room to put things like lights or any other kind of visuals on there. We've got ports on the sides for some sort of weaponry. We've got ports coming out the sides there so that we can do that. We've got ports on the bottom. We've got a couple of ports ready for the top. Loads of room to pipe whatever we want into there. We've got a nice sort of slope going on there, which leads perfectly into where the hangar is. That's going to carry on across until we get to like the bridge area. And I fell off here. Cool. I forgot this was here. Aha. Right. Nice. I'm quite happy with that. Close the doors behind me. Right, so that's one more episode wrapped up. We will catch you next time for another No Jetpack Survival, and in the meantime, have a fantastic weekend, and whatever else you're going to be getting up to. Make it a good one. And we'll see you later. Bye for now.